Hark! Welcome to the realm of BDSM, bloody dreadful shite movies, where the flickering shadows cast upon the silver screen hold tales of great valour and peril. Behold, for we embark upon a journey into the lands of the mundane, venturing forth into the realm of vanilla. Presenting to thee, Chris, a stalwart adventurer in the realm of cinema, whose discernment in matters of film is oft questioned, having braved the darkest depths of cinematic abyss. Yet now he stands at the crossroads of tradition and acclaim, poised to partake in the grand epics and revered tales of yore. Shall he find solace in their embrace, or shall he cast them aside like relics of forgotten lore?
Hail and well met. Welcome thee once more to the hallowed halls of the BDSM Cinematic Dungeon, where tonight we embark upon a journey through the annals of antiquity and delving into the realm of the cinematic past with a vanilla twist. So I can't keep that up. So let's get straight into it, because I think this might be a controversial episode.
Kill him.
I'm watching the much beloved 80s movie The Princess Bride. And by rights, I should love it, being a big fan of movies like Hulk the Slayer.
Hulk the Slayer's rubbish.
Krull, Willow, Neverending Story, and other movies of that ilk. But The Princess Bride has never clicked with me. So I'm hoping after this rewatch, I will find some love for it. So let's get straight into the missionary position and review this bitch.
Just because you spend most of your time in the missionary position doesn't make you a missionary.
For those of you who don't know, The Princess Bride is rated 8.10 on IMDb, and that's a runtime of 1 hour 38 minutes. It has a budget of 16 million and made almost 31 million worldwide. It stars
Harry always.
Because, unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
Mandy Patinkin.
Sykes? I'm sure it doesn't bother you at all that to us it sounds just like Sykes. 2 words in my language which mean excrement and cranium. Shithead.
Christopher Guest.
The numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the
and then
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder.
Wallace Shawn. Carol Kane.
Oh, look, what is it?
And many more famous names.
The plot, according to IMDb, is
a kid, homesick from school, grudgingly allows his grandfather to read him a dusty storybook, which is how we meet the innocent Buttercup, about to marry the nefarious Prince Humperdinck, though her heart belongs to Wesley. The wedding plans are interrupted, however, by a mysterious pirate, a vengeful Spaniard, and a good-natured giant in a tale full of swashbuckling, romance, and outrageously hilarious spoofery.
I know The Princess Bride is much beloved by so many people. So, let's hear what the haters have to say about it.
Mark Wilson writes, perhaps the most overrated movie of all time. I lump this film right up there with Titanic as the most overrated film of all times. You put a cheesy romantic love story in the middle of a medieval forest and stick a few funny one-liners in there, and suddenly you've got a classic. I don't buy it. I don't think this movie is terrible like I thought Titanic was, but I don't think it was all that great either. I actually found it rather boring, the special effects lame, and the love story unbelievable. But as usual, people buy into this kind of thing, especially teenage girls. I'm just thankful that there are people around with sense who don't buy into every bit of syrupy, sappy love stories Hollywood serves up. I give the movie about a 6 out of 10. I might have given it a 7, but the fact that it is in the top 100 of all times made me feel otherwise. Watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail for some great comedy, but only watch this if you are drawn in by sappy, syrupy love stories.
So you said you were going to give it 6 out of 10, but because it's in the top 100 of all times, you're going to give it a 1 out of 10? That's just nuts. Next.
Almir writes, inconceivable that it is rated as high as it is. This is just an absolutely terrible movie. It dragged for the most part. Dialogue was juvenile. Jokes weren't funny at all. Acting was very bad. Rating is probably as high as it is as kids remember it fondly. Can't understand how anyone who is 25 years or older could possibly have liked this movie. For me, I always liked Andre the Giant and was happy to see him in this film. But the rest of the characters were not believable, and it actually looked like they were acting. It was as if they were auditioning for a part, but weren't. The only part I liked was the line, "You killed my father. Prepare to die." Overall, it wasn't very entertaining at all.
Next.
Kanika Sharma writes, most overrated piece of filth ever made. This is my first review on IMDb, and I never thought I would write it for this movie, and most importantly, that I would start by writing a negative review. But I couldn't control my overwhelming emotions, anger, and disgust when the movie finished. IMDb rating 8.2. I held myself throughout the movie by reverberating this statement in my mind. But holy crap, the whole movie ended, and at the end, I was like, what did I just see? I don't know what people liked in this filthy movie with a predictable story, overacting, and boring presentation. To be honest, I am a fairy tale person. I love such stories, but this movie is a blot on fairy tales. They think saying these lines, "My love will come," and "True love succeeds," blah blah, along with prince and princess, can make a love ballet. Agsh! Can just say wasted 720 megabytes of my download. Those who haven't seen, please don't.
Yeah, see, that's what most of the haters say. It's overrated. So, let's see if I'm going to be a lover or a hater.
20th Century Fox presents a new film by Rob Reiner, The Princess Bride.
I fear I'll never see you again.
Of course you will.
But how can you be sure?
This is true love. You think this happens every day?
Hold it, hold it. Is this a kissing book?
Wait, just wait. The Princess Bride, a comic tale of true love and high adventure, rated PG. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
I think before I start this, I think I should lock down the cinematic dungeon.
I want this place locked down.
Okay, now that's done. I'm going to be totally honest about The Princess Bride. It's really nothing special. It's basically your average 80s fantasy movie.
You suck!
And as a comedy, not overly funny. A couple of times, but I did laugh out loud once. For this.
What was that for?
Because you've always been so kind to me, and I won't be seeing you again, since I'm killing myself once we reach the honeymoon suite.
Wouldn't that be nice?
The story, it's as basic as a ZX81 text adventure, or a Master System RPG. As a romantic movie,
I've had bigger stippies watching Playbus.
it's just bland. I think the problem I have with it is when I was young, I loved to go for a trip to the video store. I would rent out any old movie, anything from big budget to low budget. Do you mind?
Sorry.
I always saw The Princess Bride sat on the shelf. When the title put me off, made me think like, oh, it's some girly romancy movie. So I never really picked it up. And so, I think, because I didn't watch it back then, it hasn't ever clicked with me. So, on the whole, it's okay. It's not great. It's not shit. So I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. That halfway point. So what do you think of The Princess Bride? Are you with me? Or are you with the lovers? What shall I watch next time? I know. I fancy watching a horror movie. But not your normal kind. It's got to have a bit of action to it. So after scrolling through IMDb for what seems like hours, I found one called Against the Dark, which sounded great.
Sarcasm? Is that sarcasm?
But it has one downside. It stars Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal just threw me into a pond.
So, I'm expecting stilted fighting, extremely deadpan acting, and Steven Seagal not actually to be in the film much. So, I'll see you next time for some shonky horror.
If you would like to help Chris on his journey through cinematic pain and pleasure, then you could join our new Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/badflix. That's BADFLCX, Badflix. And you can contact Chris by email bdsmpodmovie@gmail.com. For movie recommendations, feedback, or just to say hi, please don't forget to rate, subscribe,
And all that jazz.
Free bagels.
If you want to force Chris into watching movie 43, you can donate at buymeacoffee.com/bloodydreadful. That's buymeacoffee.com/